Hi, this is Don Derwin in another video, and I am at Eagle River Union Airport, runway 22, and making an IFR flight to Rhinelander, Oneida County Airport. But I'm not going to use the VOR, but it's a VOR approach. But I'm going to use the GPS to get there, and I'll show you how to set that up. But anyway, I programmed the flight from Rhinelander, from Eagle River to Rhinelander, and put that in the first. I did that, and then I load and save the flight plan first before I done anything. So anyway, here is the VOR DME to runway 27. So we come in from Eagle River, come here, turn here. Then, since we're doing a GPS, we're not really doing it with the VORs, but using the same procedure. But it does not use this. If you're using the VORs, I'll have to do that sometime. But I wanted to use the GPS ones because I wasn't sure how to use it. But I found a video, and I'll show you the link to it. Anyway, you got 101, and then come out 146 radial, and come back in 32. Not the radial, but just heading 146, and then the reciprocal minus 180, and 326 come in, and then this would be the 281 radial, the VOR, if you're going to do it. But I was able to use it using this. This I went. It's a Garmin GNS 530 GPS. So Garmin GNS 530 GPS, and now the lower one's a 430 GPS. Same numbers there. And then here's a link to a video that I found. Here, I'll just play it for a minute just to show you.
Route. Let's take a look at it. So here we're going from Radio View to San Jose VOR to Sonoma to Manteca and then Stockton. And this lines up with our en route chart, and it's a vector from Radio View to San Jose VOR, and then from there it's Victor 334 to Sonoma, Victor 195 to Manteca, and then direct to Stockton. Okay, let's go back to the flight plan mode. This is our active flight plan. And now we're going to add instrument approach procedure. So let's bring the cursor down to Stockton. So what we'll do is press cursor, the button here, use the outer ring to go down to Stockton. Okay, now we have Stockton highlighted, and what we're going to do now is click this button, proc, it means procedure. So let's do that. And now you can...
And so I'm going to basically do that same thing here, and then select the approach. But anyway, write down the link if you don't want to, if you want to save it. But anyway, so what you do here, I found out what I was doing, some things wrong with that thing. But I wonder. There, I can make this a bit brighter. There, that's better. But anyway, then he said hit this once, then you get the flight plan. This is the flight plan that we got, but we want to go down here. And what my mistake was I was pressing this like the guy was saying, to get that flashing. But then you got to make sure it's on the the outer one, because that'll screw you up if you're on the inner one. So then we got Rhinelander, KRHI, and then procedure there. Then get that activated, then use the outer one, make sure, and then get down, select approach, and enter VOR DME, and enter VOR DME. Alright, enter. Then anile, that's a part of the you can look at it again, but that's part of the approach plate, and enter. Then transition. Oh, I don't know what that means there. I don't know what that means, but I just hit enter. Then load. Okay, now it's in there. And so if you hit flight plan once, and again, then you get to here. But he goes on in the video about how to scroll down with this thing, but I don't know, I was not able to do it. I screwed it up, and I had to quit it and start over, so it may not work exactly as the real one does. So I don't know, you can try it, but I don't know, because you can watch the video. But anyway, it looks, because you could, move this thing around, to get there, but it kind of looks alright. I mean, I haven't gotten that far yet to show you, but anyway, but the approach is in there. I can see it, but not too well. But anyway, just fly it, and but anyway, that's how you do that. Maybe just well, we'll see when we get there. But anyway, I suppose I don't really have to put the VORs, and since we're using the GPS. But this is what I want to do. Put the ADF in there though. So they have an ADF. It's a 272 at Rhinelander. So that's 2, and then press this, and it goes to the middle one. And use the outer one to get to the 2. There's an ADF, and then hit this, and then get that to the work. And now the ADF will work here. And so the VOR, so hit this button once to get that down to the navigation. Then turn this for the little numbers. Little knob for little numbers, big knob for the big numbers. How's that? And the outer knob for that. And then put that in an active VOR. But since we're using the GPS, I'm not sure how much exactly is going to work. Maybe it's not. Maybe it won't work. But try it. See if it works. When it might. So press this, get that down there, and then little numbers, and big knob, big numbers. 109.2, and then switch that to get that to the active VOR. So okay, we got that. And then the autopilot, turn that on, and this thing, I am not too I don't like the way this airplane flies. They need some work on their autopilot. And the only bad thing is I have a CH fighter stick. I don't have my Thrustmaster yet. And this thing is really hard for me to fly. And press the F5 key to get your flaps to go up. One thing good I like about this from FSX, because I've flown FSX a lot. I mean, since this came out, you know, I loved it, you know, I still love it. But this one is alright, but needs some work. Not really sure. But there's some stuff that I really don't like about it. And I hope that's released the parking brakes. I think so. So I guess everything looks good. Hit the B key for the field elevation there. And you know, the one thing I've seen some other people in there like just about the altimeter. Some people I've seen on YouTube, like they're trying to give, you know, I'm a real pilot though, you know, and I've read the IFR book. I read like 5 IFR books. I don't have my instrument rating, but I read all the books, and I just haven't got around to doing it because it costs too much money. But I suppose maybe one of these days I would. And then I had some help in the U.S. Navy too. And when I was in there, there was the pilots. I knew some of the pilots, and they, you know, I'm like, hey, what is this? What does this mean? What does that mean? And I was like, oh, this means that. I'm like, oh. Like the one thing I didn't know, I'm like, I understood what this was, but I'm like, what's this mean? But this is the altitude, you know. It's like, oh, that's the one thing I couldn't figure out. I'm like, I asked one of the guys, it's like, what's this? And then this is, you know, the altitude coming down to, and there's the runway. Here's the missed approach. Actually, it's not too hard to understand once you get the concept of it. But anyway, this is a barometer. An altimeter is a barometer, and it changes from day to day. If you get high pressure or low pressure, it changes with the weather, and it's a barometer, you know. I mean, and that's why you have to set it all the time to the barometric pressure, and this is the barometric pressure here. And when I used to fly gliders too, I fly gliders, you know, if the glider sat there for a couple days, nobody's flown it, you know, it's going to be way off. And then so you just come in and you can set it to the field elevation, if you know what a field elevation. You look up the chart and you set it to the field elevation, and it will be the proper barometric pressure. Or you can set the barometric pressure, and then it would read the proper elevation. You know, but it's basically a barometer. It's an aneroid barometer. I mean, that's what's inside there. It's a barometer. So and then it just, you know, have dials and stuff to make it read feet. Because I have some people, it's like, oh, it's on 29. I had seen this one guy. It's on 29.92, which is the standard pressure. And he says, it's like, oh, I better not mess that up because it might ruin the thing, you know. But 29.92 is like when you're above 18,000 feet. The airliners use that because it's more accurate than using, you know, the correct barometric pressure, you know. And so they all set. There's a 2992, and then but when you're down below 18,000 feet, they use the barometric pressure, in which you have to change it to whatever altitude, to proper barometric pressure. But anyway, I was watching one video, and I'm like, gee, it's a barometer, you need to change it. But there's acronym. It's like from high to low, look out below. It's like, in other words, it would be higher if you went from high pressure to low pressure. The altimeter would read higher. So, high to low, look out below. Then low to high. I forgot the other acronym for that was. But anyway, get my point. But anyway, I'm having trouble flying this thing, and I know it's really hard for me to fly at this moment because I got a CH fighter stick, and I hope I make it. I don't know if I'll be able to make this video, but I'll try. I might have to do it again. But anyway, I think everything's in there. Okay, I got that all set up outside. Looks good, I guess. And so it's nice clear weather. So okay, so I'm gonna take off, and then maybe it's gonna be hard for me to see. I better get in here a little bit. So I'll hit. Well, the autopilot's already on, so then I gotta hit the nav, and this will take over. Oh, and I should get that little thing here. Might help. Alright. One thing I can't stand is this thing is backwards. You gotta interpret it backwards. It shouldn't do that. It should be flipped over to read the direction of the airplane that you're going. That's one thing that I noticed in FSX. It's not backwards, but here you got to read it backwards if you're going another direction. It's kind of stupid there. But anyway, whatever. But anyway, I hope this works out. I hope the nav, then the altitude, and this thing doesn't follow altitude, so I hope that it's just gonna work. But anyway, here we go. Boy, that come up pretty quick there. Try to gain some altitude here and get up to 80. Now I'll try to turn it a little bit. Get a 2-1 radial about. Nav. And try to get this altitude, then hit. What? I'm really doing this wrong here, but I don't know, I can't get the thing to work. Ever. Should be hit the vertical speed. I don't know. I did this before. Why is it doing? I don't know, it's supposed to put a vertical speed in there, but I don't know what's going on there. And it's just so wild. And I don't know. But you know, a regular airplane, I mean, it is not this touchy. I mean, you put it at 500 feet per minute, I mean, it stays. I mean, you're not gonna do this 2,000 feet per minute thing. Put it on 500 feet, I mean, it's gonna stay there. Not a big deal. I mean, without the autopilot. I mean, it's not that hard, but in this thing, it's terribly difficult. Actually, that's the Rhinelander airport right there. You can see it's right right in front of us. Those two lights flashing. So I just want to get up to 5,000. But the only reason this, because I'm doing this myself. Altitude don't work. I mean, I've tried this so many times. Sometimes it works. I mean, altitude doesn't work at all. Even a 747, I mean, it just blows right through. I mean, this doesn't even hold it. You got to do it all by yourself. The 747 is just terrible. I mean, it won't even go to the altitude and hold it, you know. Hit the B key since we're here. But anyway, that's the airport right in front of us. See, look, I just went from outside to inside and it's just screwed up already. Yeah, this is... Now what is this thing doing? Oh my god. All of a sudden... Yeah, this autopilot, boy, I tell you, you know. Unbelievable. I wasn't doing anything and it just did it all by itself. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with this thing. Yeah, other people said the same thing. It'll do crazy things on you, just point you straight down. And it does that. 747 too. Same thing. Be flying it and all of a sudden it just... So anyway, there's the airport right there. It's supposed to be at like 5,000. I'll try to get up to 5,000. I don't know what the heck that happened there, but I don't know. Yeah, it's unbelievable, you know. Now it'll fly to the there, and then it'll turn. I thought it was supposed to follow the line, but it doesn't. It's another thing that's kind of different about it. I really hope that I get the other joystick thing. I don't know, man. Thrustmaster, I guess. I got the rudder pedals and the throttle. See, now it turns this way, like that. But in a regular airplane, you would, when you turn, you feel the nose drop a little. And you just keep it on the horizon, which, and then, oh, not now. Yeah, see. Yeah, this thing. So now we're supposed to go down to like 3,900 after Annihilate, though. Yeah, I really hope that other flight controller works better. See, now at altitude seems to be really good. Now it don't seem to be jumping around at all. I'm just holding this thing for dear life. Okay, now after this, actually it'll turn. There. And I guess this is the what it's supposed to do. Like if you're doing an ILS, I mean not an ILS, I mean a VOR. I think maybe what I could be doing is turning it too. I was thinking when I'm inadvertently putting pressure in it to turn it, maybe that's what happened. But anyway, it's supposed to go down to like 3,900. Oh, here, I might as well try to put this here. Then press it down button. But don't even put a vertical speed in there for me. Look at this. I mean, that's just a total joke. If you're doing that in a regular airplane, man, I mean, you're going to be pulling G's and stuff. I mean, things that'll be flying around 2,000 feet a minute up, 2,000 feet a minute down. I mean, you know. I mean, that's going to be a lot of work to do that. That's what I was. Even 1,000 feet a minute, you're gonna feel it. I mean, your ears are gonna start to pop. You know, but this thing is just like something is definitely not right with this. Big time not right. I mean, not just a little not right. Really wish they would fix it fast. Might as well hit the B key once just for the heck of it. I don't know if it moved at all, but barometric pressure. The one thing I do like is a lot of the key assignments are the same. That was one good thing that I appreciate. So we should be at 3,900. That's what it says here. We're still high here. Now it's supposed to a regular autopilot. Oh no, yeah. I guess I am turning it accidentally. Yeah, I guess I am doing that myself. So, all right. So now, hopefully, 3,900. Yeah, I guess I was turning that myself. I was putting pressure into it to turn it, but it wasn't turning. But then when it's too much, I guess it turns. Okay, now this seems all right. Oh, now it's. to be at 3,900. And yeah, your ears would be popping if you're doing 1,000 feet per minute down. Like what you mostly do is 500 feet per minute one way, 500 feet per minute, you know, the other way at the most that you ever do in a Cessna 172. So yeah, your ears will start popping and all that stuff. You don't want to come down too quickly. Especially if you were sick. What if you had a cold? Your ears would be popping. So this is the autopilot. $747 the same way. I mean, it's worse. I can't even control. I tried doing a flight. I just quit. I just can't do it. It's too nerve-wracking to be on a 3-hour flight just doing this, the whole thing. Forget it. I did the one flight and it worked beautifully. I don't know why. Just one flight worked perfect. My last flight that I'd done with this. Thought it was gonna be the same way, but obviously not. I mean, yeah, they're saying that they have, even I watched the video, the porpoising problems. Goes up and then down, up and then down, up and then down, up and then down. And I heard other people say that all the airplanes do that. Some are worse than others. They don't know how to fix it, I guess. Porpoising. Alright, I guess there's the airport right there. But we're not supposed to see it if we're IFR. So we're supposed to be at 3,900. And actually, you know, I find too that the plane flies better when you turn the autopilot off. God, this is just such a joke. So now it's finally stable, but it's at a different altitude than what it's supposed to be. Well, I guess that's going to the Jimmo Bob. Kind of weird. It's like wondering what that is in there. So after the Nile, we can go down to 3,300. And it's supposed to go down to 3,300 here. Okay, now, so we're at 3,300. Now it's like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I see the airport. And now it turned the autopilot off. And it ruined my my views. That says I guess we can go down to like 2,200 up to the VOR. Well, the ADF is definitely working there. You can see it working, the arrow. Yeah, in a real airplane, you fly the air speeds, you know, but this thing you can't. It's impossible to fly air speeds. We're way high. The BASIs show us we're way high, but it's fine. And it's just so hard to turn this thing, too. I have trouble turning it. Should be red over white. Right now we're white over white. Means we're high. And I just seen the VOR go by. Not even sure. Oh, I guess I'm not off. This is the center line here. We got our flaps up. Well, it was a nice landing. God, I wish I could fly that better. Okay, come down here. Our taxi lights on, get rid of our strobes. One thing I did notice is there's no carb heat in this airplane. Well, maybe they had changed since I've been flying. But I definitely like the taxiing better than FSX, that's for sure. There's a lot of things that are better about this, but needs to be a lot improved as far as flyability of the airplanes. Actually, airliners fly out of this airport. I guess it's CRJ, Canadian Regional Jet. And they have like 4 flights a day. I've flown it out of here a few times on there, 4 or 5 times from here. And the flights are always full. So I was really surprised of this little tiny airport. But anyway. God, I wish I could just enjoy the scenery, you know, instead of fighting with this thing. Here, there's the regular airport right there. That's where you'd go if you were a passenger. This is where the private pilot people go. Well, I mean, the jets go over here too, but people go over there. Thing is, I really like the stars. Stars are awesome. So anyway, we made it. Anyway, hope everybody liked the video, and minus the porpoising and maybe partly by me flying. But anyway, hope you liked the video, and if you like, subscribe. Definitely make more flights. Alright, thanks from Rhinelander, Oneida County Airport. Okay, alright, bye. See you next time.